And welcome back,
To Read the Room,
A Culture Club.
a podcast by
Alexys.
Kaylin.
and Larsen.
Today, our episode is one of our weekly reads where we break down what we've read, endured, ate, and done in the last 2 weeks.
We done did it.
Should we start with our reads?
Sure, yeah.
I can go first with a read. I wanted my first one to be kind of a riff on what we mean by read. So the first one is not read as in a book, but so much as that I read the discourse surrounding the first season of Love Story by Ryan Murphy. This is the one that's supposed to be an anthology series, where each season focuses on a different couple, and the first season is finished now. All the episodes have come out.
This is the Carolyn Bessette Kennedy and okay.
Yes, exactly. The first season is all about Carolyn Bessette Kennedy and John F. Kennedy Jr.'s relationship. And for the first couple of episodes, I was down for it. Like I think that the show is shot really well. There's a kind of like Ryan Murphy seduction where you can like fall into his shows because of the visuals without maybe really thinking about the like ethics of his storytelling. And the person who plays Carolyn Bessette Kennedy is really beautiful, and she's such a like enigma character in like Americana pop culture. But after really taking some time this week to like think about it, I kind of hit a pause in the show, and then I have 2 episodes that are out now that I haven't watched, and I just kind of lost the motivation to finish out the season, because the more that I actually like thought about it and read online and saw other people's opinions on the season, the more I thought about how problematic it actually really can be to like
Yeah.
take these real life people and give this whole narrative around their lives that just isn't true. Like for instance,
Like dramatizing it in a fashion that's making it not true to the story. Like it's not a biography or a
it,
documentary. It's more of like a dramatized retelling.
yeah, the fact that it's a dramatized retelling, but also that it's like a non-approved dramatized retelling.
Yeah.
Like the family of John F. Kennedy Jr.'s sister, Caroline, are still alive. Like her son is still alive. And so John F. Kennedy Jr. is his uncle, and he came out and he publicly condemned the show and
Yeah.
was like, this is not my uncle. And I just was thinking about how weird it would be if truly like you were seeing a show out there about your uncle, someone that you really knew and really had memories of, and the show is focused on like something as intimate as like their marriage, and there's like scenes in the show that are fights between John F. Kennedy and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, where it's like it's easy to watch that and all of a sudden in your head that becomes the narrative of what they were actually fighting about, but no one was
Yeah.
there. No one
Yeah.
knows.
That just made me think of the TV show The Crown.
I was thinking the same
Yeah.
exact thing.
And I haven't watched it, and obviously, like, the monarchs of England are different than the adjacent Kennedy, or,
Yeah.
like, it's not about the president, it's about, his son and family and whatnot. But that similar thing where like it's not like everybody knows exactly what went down, and they're recreating this life.
These very private scenes. I think it's the first season. I'm pretty sure it's Queen Elizabeth and what is her husband's name? Why can I not?
Philip.
Philip, thank you.
Yeah.
They are like on the tour of her trying to like kiss babies of all the colonized lands, and there's like a private conversation they have where they're the only people there in this like bungalow, and they're like
Yeah.
throwing shit at each other, and I'm like, I think you have no idea that this is what happened in that situation.
Yeah. And I feel like it's easier to digest something like that because who really is in love with the royal family? Like, there's so many terrible things that they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like when you were talking about it, I was like, oh, wait, that's The Crown too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, totally. It is the same kind of phenomenon. And unfortunately, like, I think that those shows do really scratch this like parasocial
Yeah.
itch for a lot of people. Like, I think when I watched the first couple episodes of the Love Story anthology, I don't know, I just like Carolyn Bessette Kennedy is such a glamorous figure. I really enjoyed like seeing this dramatized version of her flipping her hair in the Calvin Klein offices. And I feel like she's someone I didn't know a lot about. So it felt like I was learning about her. But then you have to remind yourself, like, you're not. You're
Yeah.
not learning about that person. And just how weird does it have to be if there are people alive who still knew those people in real life?
Yeah.
I think the nail in the coffin for me was seeing a spoiler that like if you don't know, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy's sister all tragically died in
Yeah.
a plane crash, way too young, and no one knows exactly what happened inside the cockpit that led to their kind of final moments. It is like widely agreed upon ultimately that it was pilot error. Basically, it got really, really, really dark, and John F. Kennedy Jr. was not a professional pilot. He had flying hours, but wasn't a professional. So it's super dark. You can no longer see the horizon line. You're not familiar with the instruments in the aircraft that you're using, and you can no longer tell if you're keeping the aircraft level or if you're in a nosedive. But the show in the last episode, I heard before seeing it, decided to dramatize their final
Oh.
moments and have their version of their final moments. And I just think that that's really dangerous and really kind of
Kind of
insensitive.
gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that led to me, after reading the discourse, kind of deciding it's not to finish out the season and just kind of like, I don't know, to let the memory of these people rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other hand, I find like uh the dramatized drama how do you say dramatized documentary? I guess I could just say that. I feel like there's a
Docudrama.
yes, thank you. I was like, I feel like there's some sort of catchy shortener of that. Of like the Chernobyl documentary.
Mhm.
That like nobody not a lot of people in that story like their individual story isn't known and it's not about the individual. And so I think by painting a story around some of these people or just these positions that people were in Chernobyl, like add more color to the story
Mhm.
as opposed to like when you're focusing on two very real people in the public eye, it you don't know everything that's going on
Yeah.
and they don't presume to know everything that's going on in Chernobyl. It's just like they're making it easier for you to understand what happened.
I think that is an interesting difference. And yeah, I think that that just goes to like what wasn't sitting right with me and with a lot of other people, because there was like a discourse surrounding the show, is really just like the intimacy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ryan Murphy is the same guy who does American Horror Story too
Yeah.
See?
and American Crime Story. I feel like that's
Yes.
another.
And he has gotten flack before for in the crime stories, like from the families of victims.
Yeah, because I think he did a OJ season, right?
Y- Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my main read, and then the only other non-podcast related reading that I kind of did was I got and I want to read and will start soon, Fawning by Ingrid Clayton, which is Ingrid Clayton is a psychologist, and Fawning is her take on the fourth
Hmm.
fear response. So you have fight, flight, freeze, and fawn.
Mm.
And just kind of like if you think that you're a people pleaser,
This might be for you.
this is possibly for you. So I plan to start that, and those were my reads.
Nice. We talked about this on a recent episode, but I just reread or re-listened, I guess, to the Book of Longings by Suman Kid. And man, that still slaps just the same. It is such a good book. It is. I could not say like you could never say too many good things about that book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I have about that. But I also finished Jennette McCurdy's Half His Age. And I meant to do a little bit more like web sleuthing about the opinions of other
Oh
folks
yeah.
before this podcast. But I enjoyed it. I think she's kind of a punchy writer, and I like that. Um, and it's very much like about a young woman's journey of like finding herself and listening to herself, and there's some really cringy, really hard parts to listen or read. Also the audiobook is great. I did a little bit of ebooking and audiobooking. And she's the um narrator.
Nice.
So she does a great job, and I think that she's an actress, right? So
She'll
she's
be
kind of
good
got
at
a little
that,
bit of
yeah.
talent, yeah.
Yeah.
But really good, and I think the ending, I won't spoil it. I think the ending was really good. Her relationship with her mother in this book is not a relationship that I had with my mom, but a relationship I saw a lot of people I grew up with having with their mother. So it's just interesting to see, like, from her perspective, reading her memoir and reading this fictional book, kind of like how those two very different books have very similar themes and how she talks about them differently. Really enjoyed it. And my last one is I listened to another Lucy Foley book, and I think I
Oh.
finished her whole catalog.
Which one did you listen to?
The Hunting Party.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I think that other than Midnight in Paris, or not Midnight in Paris, what's that one called? The Paris Apartment?
Paris Apartment, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Paris Apartment is probably her least strong, in my opinion. And then I think it's Hunting Party,
Okay.
and then The Guest List, and
Interesting,
then
okay.
the one that this just came out, Midnight Feast.
Midnight Feast,
Yeah,
okay.
I think those are her only four, at least in this genre.
Yeah, I've read The Hunting Party and The Guest List quite a few years ago at this point. And I remember liking The Guest List more than The Hunting Party.
Yeah. Oh, I guess she does have a couple of other ones. The Invitation, The Book of Lost and Found, and Last Letter from Istanbul. So I don't know if those are as much like
The same genre.
Yeah.
Gotta put them on your list
I
now.
guess. Yeah, I gotta
Collect
do
them
her
all.
whole yes. Gotta Pokemon her ass. But that's all I've gotten to read. So I've started some other things, and I'm waiting for some things from
Yeah.
Libby, but
I kind of felt like a slower reading week personally. Just a little sleepy. Not getting my nighttime reading in. And haven't really been feeling audiobooks
yeah.
lately, so just felt slow. But I did finish The Girl in the Tower, by Katherin Arden. That's the second in the like Bear and the Nightingale series.
Mm.
I read the first book years ago, then never finished the series. So I reread the first book this year, or I think December of
Yeah.
2025.
Within a year from
Yeah, and I was like, I need to finish this because like it's good, but I was like, I can't. Why am I just letting it sit? So I finished that one, and it was good. I think the first one's better, but it was good. So I'll probably get to the third one next month sometime. And then I started our next book club deep dive, Trespasses by Louise Kennedy.
But I'll put that on your to read because we'll be
Yes.
discussing that in a week or so, I think. So soon we'll be discussing it.
And then I'm also about to start Sword of Destiny. It's the Witcher series, but it's one of the prequel ones. So I've read the first prequel, which is like kind of a collection of stories, and this is another collection of stories.
Are these originally written in English?
No, I'm pretty sure he's Polish.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. It was some other region that he was writing from. I feel like that the only Witcher thing I've consumed is the television show and just a couple of the seasons, but I feel like it is like darker. It just feels, I mean, like, I know it's darker. It feels like Eastern European-esque darkness.
Yeah. But that's about it.
Nice. Alexys, what have you been enduring?
Yeah, so the first thing is that I have a follow-up from our last weekly reads. Last weekly reads, I talked about how I had ate the newest season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And now I have actually been spending time enduring the slew of drama that has happened in the Mormon Wives cinematic universe post-season release. It's the timeline that the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives franchise works on is really interesting. So they released season 4, and as season 4 was being eaten up by many, they were filming season 5, and also Taylor Frankie Paul, who's like the lead Mormon wife, even though she was an ex-wife and not a wife, was preparing to be the Bachelorette on ABC, and the huge show. And I honestly think we would be here forever if I tried to distill all the drama. But what I will say is that if you don't stay up with the Mormon Wives in the same way that I clearly, unfortunately, do. That season of The Bachelorette was supposed to air on a Sunday, like 2 weeks ago. Sorry, like mid-March, I should say. Mid-March would have been around 2 weeks ago. And Taylor Frankie Paul's baby daddy / ex released to TMZ a video of a 2023 altercation that they had so years ago, where she did admittedly throw a stool at him. Actually, several stools. I watched the video.
How many stools are in the vicinity?
There was like a counter with like 3 bar stools,
Okay,
and she
that's fair.
throws like each bar stool at
That's
him.
legit. I mean, it makes more sense in my brain. Not that it's legitimate to beat your
Yeah.
husband with or ex-husband with stools. Yeah.
I mean, I'll make no excuses for it. Like, I watched the video, it was really rough. It was terrible. Her kid was in the room. Like, it's just clear that it's such a toxic environment.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that it is so odd that this came up right before her Bachelorette season was supposed to air, because she was prosecuted for that. Like, she was charged. The police arrested her. She had a mugshot. And
Wow.
she's on probation. She served her like sentence out. Like, she literally, like, her probation was about to end. Like, she was punished. And they talked about it in the first season of Mormon Wives, that she was like, that this had just happened in her life. So she's kind of already had her due process. It's not like something new is coming to light.
Yeah.
But the public doesn't really care about that. And he released that video like
Well,
on the
yeah,
eve
it's
of
not
her
that it
being the
was-
Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's ABC knew about this.
That's
They
what I
did.
was thinking.
It's like,
yeah.
why?
Release it yourselves or something. Take control of the narrative. Like, I don't what
Or like, first of all, why cast her as
Yeah.
the
Yeah, if
Bachelorette?
that's too messy, don't cast her.
Yeah, if you already know this information,
You either have to commit and
yes.
do the season, or don't
Have her
have
as a
her.
person.
Yeah.
ABC knew the information. Everybody who watched Mormon Wives apparently knew the situation.
Indeed, yeah.
No, that seems crazy.
I mean, the court records are like, they're like public.
Public,
Like,
yeah.
ABC like absolutely knew. And yet when the video came out and the public saw, instead of ABC being like, you know, we stand by Taylor, we knew this when we chose her, everyone deserves a second chance, and everyone deserves a second chance at love. You know, they could have said some corny shit. Like, they
Yeah.
could have got their publicists on that.
Yeah.
Instead, they just 1000% backtracked, and they said that we are not going to go forward with the season. A season that was entirely filmed and was going to come out the next day. They have
That's crazy.
I also
shelved.
just feel like with The Bachelor of it all, they could re-edit that shit and like do something with it. Like, I feel like they are a franchise that's known to kind of make lemonade out of any lemon that's fallen on their lap, and purposefully like does things like this to get publicity.
Well,
How
yeah,
like why now? Why
They've
now
had
not take
crazy shit happen.
advantage?
I mean, so many people would have watched it. Like, if they had
Yeah.
just gone on with the airing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and you're telling me that there's never been a shitty abusive guy as the Bachelor, or one of the contestants on the Bachelorette?
Oh no, there absolutely
Yeah.
has. There's literally been guys who have gotten like assault allegations,
What
allegedly.
What about the guy who was like a stalker? Was that Colton?
Yes, yes,
And that wasn't-
Colton.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is he
allegedly.
also one that turns out gay?
Yes, yes. And you know what? They still aired his season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so. But so that's crazy. So they shelved that. I also feel so bad for all of her contestants,
Yeah.
because like, you know, 20 men quit their jobs,
Yeah.
gave up weeks of their lives to go
All to
film
become
something,
an influencer.
and it's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
They'll never be.
They'll never be.
They'll never be inducted into the reality show family of like the circuit that you have to be on to get all these shows.
But also, like, ABC is going to like lose millions. Like,
No,
millions
absolutely.
of dollars.
That's why I was also surprised. They spent so much on this already. Just time, talent, literal money.
Yeah.
Like, how?
That is crazy that they didn't spin it. I mean, you would expect ABC to spin it and run with it.
Yeah.
Or at least do like a 1 hour or 2 hour, like, this is what happened on this season, and like this is why we're not releasing it.
And then do is her name Taylor?
Yeah.
Taylor Tells All or
Yes,
something
right.
like that.
And a reunion of the cast people that we don't even really know, but like,
Yeah,
it's
one
this
of those
drama
One
now.
of those live, whoever the host is, one of those live interview things, and he's like, "So how do you feel now that this news broke?"
Yeah.
Yes.
There was so many options they had, and unfortunately, like, just as I was starting to like come to terms with this and be like, "Oof, okay, like a lot's going on. No bachelorette, I guess. Totally fine." Oh, also because of this, they paused filming of season 5 more. Like, so they stopped filming. The whole cast agreed to stop
Even
filming.
though they knew already that this was a thing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
That seems so
3 years ago at this point?
Yeah.
3 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so messy. And then they stopped filming, and right after they stopped filming, like 4 other things happened. A girl announced that she was getting divorced from her husband,
Uh-huh.
and her husband is also best friends with Taylor Frankie Paul's baby daddy, who released the video, who is a terrible person. Like, obviously, again, not condoning her actions, but if you watch the show, you'll just know he's not a good person.
Yeah.
And so then this other girl is getting divorced now from her terrible person, Jessie. She did an episode with Call Her Daddy to talk about the divorce.
Okay.
Cheating allegations out the wazoo. Like, it's all drama, it's all bad. And then the day after her Call Her Daddy episode airs, for her to like tell her story of her divorce, it's reported that she's seen kissing another one of the Mormon wives' ex-husbands.
Wow. I mean, I feel like though it's kind of all fine because they're all divorced or being divorced, or like are these people actively married?
So few of them are actively married at this point.
Then like what's the problem?
Yeah.
I think that I don't know.
Just the drama of
Just
it.
the drama of it all.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that the filming is paused, so you know that they're not filming any of this as it's happening. But it doesn't matter because all these girls got famous on social media in the first place.
Yeah.
And none of them have any self-control, I feel like, when it comes to what they post. Like,
Yeah.
within 2 hours of the news breaking out that this girl Jessie had been macking on the ex-husband of one of her co-stars, that co-star posted a reel being like, "Get ready with me while my ex-husband is a waiting room for my friends." Like, just like
Wow.
put it right out there.
Well,
You
okay.
can't see the facial expression I'm making, but my eyes are really big.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so
So are any of the Mormon wives married, or are they all
there
formally
is
married?
some that are married. I believe that there's 4 that are still married of the group.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they actually still allowed to be
Oh,
in
sorry.
the Mormon church?
Well, 3, and then there's 1 separation, but they're still married.
Okay, so that's not.
Are the Fruity Pebbles people still married?
They're still married.
Oh, okay.
They're
Well,
still-
that's the
So
key to.
yeah, say the key is king apparently.
Even though he's like 20 years older than her. But anyways, so I had to say
Was
that,
he like her youth pastor or something?
Oh.
I mean, kind of. She's actually literally said that when she was like in high school, maybe she said 18, I don't know, when she was very young, she knew of him because he was a high up leader in her church.
Yeah.
And then eventually when she's like mid-20s, they meet officially.
Well, I guess mid-20s is better.
It's better, but yeah, I put it under endure because I
That's a
wasn't
lot.
eating it up. I was like, bro, you could stop. Somebody take the cell phone away from these women.
Yeah.
They all need more therapy. Less ketamine, more therapy.
Less ketamine.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
ketamine drips. It's crazy.
Drips?
Yeah, they
Who
like
are they? Elon
get-
Musk?
looked up to it, and they've talked about how it's like therapeutic. It like opens up, their third eye or some shit. Yeah, and then they go drink a dirty soda afterwards, and that's a lot better than coffee. It's so crazy. Yeah, it's so crazy. What have you guys endured?
I would say seasonal allergies. I think that might be partly what's wrong with some of your children, but like there's been days I've woken up and my throat has just been raw and I'm just like, what? Why me? What's happening?
Yeah.
And I feel like they haven't been horrible the last couple of years since I've lived here, but I feel like they're not great this year.
Mine were worse last year, but I don't know if I'm gonna be hit later on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
different things.
Yeah, I don't know which pollen is my enemy.
Yeah. And I would say I've also endured the dating apps, and we've talked about this a little bit. It's just not great out there. It's kind of bleak. And I did sign up for a speed dating thing.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Sure will. Hopefully it's not hot because it's outside. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't like
well,
sweating.
that's what I endured.
Oh, sorry to steal your thunder.
The last 2 weeks, I feel like we've had a little bit of heat wave, and
Mhm.
this past week hasn't been that bad. The week before was worse.
Yeah.
But
It's some 90 plus degree days in there.
it was like 90 degrees out, and I will say I feel like I still went outside. I still went for my walks. I still worked out. You know, I persevered, but I was so sweaty. I
Yeah.
was dripping sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just not enjoyable, and I'm a little bit scared for real summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. I had the same thoughts. I was like, I think I'm just weak now.
Yeah.
Eight. I did eat up Age of Attraction on Netflix. I'm ashamed to say that while I don't agree with or condone the premise of the show, I did like watching it. Like it was entertaining. But if you don't know, Age of Attraction is this bonkers dating show that Netflix came out with that I think we might talk about more in a future episode, but the basic premise is people date and they don't know each other's ages. They go to this retreat, like a dating retreat, and some of the people who meet and ended up wanting to date were the same age. Like they showed you that for a split second. There were people who were like 50 and 54 and they decided, hey, this was a cool connection, like let's keep dating. But they just don't follow those people,
Yeah.
you know? So they had a good handful of people who made connections with people that just so happened to be right around their age. And then they had a smaller handful of people who did make connections with people of drastically different ages, and they follow those age gap relationships, see if they end up wanting to like make it work. And it's just kooky. It's just
Cuckoo bananas.
it's just so problematic. Every couple is different in their fucked upness, and it's just interesting. It feels like you're watching one of those psychological people experiments. I'm not necessarily saying you should watch it because again, I can't necessarily condone it, but I did eat it up. For my last eight, I really want to shout out a local shop. Shout out Dad's Sandwich Shop in Sacramento, which I recently had a delicious sandwich from. I had a tuna sandwich, and a tuna sandwich is something that I really never buy. It's something I don't think to order when I'm out. But they have a sandwich called the Tijuana tuna. It's got green chilies on it. It's got some albacore with cilantro and lime and cheese, and it's just a really delicious tuna melt. And I love Dad's sandwiches, so I ate that up.
I also had dads this week.
Hell yeah.
For the first time, though.
Oh, did you like it?
I did like it. My dad and I shared my dad. We went to
Wow.
dad's.
What?
We shared one of the chicken ones, and it had like blue cheese and like some kind of marinated
Yeah.
chicken and sliced almonds,
Ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds
and it was on a
yummy.
sesame roll, and we ate it while we were walking. It was really good.
Yeah. I also had dads. We did not coordinate this. And I have to say, what I had was lackluster compared to what I had the first time. And I won't
Mhm.
put too much slander on it. Maybe it's just a bad day. But that sesame roll was delicious. I
Yeah.
thought that that was a standout. But
I was
before,
disappointed because they don't have Dutch Crunch, and
yes.
as someone who is, moved to this area, I've really been put on that Dutch Crunch.
Yeah, everybody has Dutch Crunch here.
I do love Dutch Crunch, yeah.
A good holiday Dutch Crunch sandwich. Tastes like high school. But the first time I went to Dad's, I got, and I don't think they have these on the menu anymore. It was breakfast burritos, and it was a tri-tip one, and oh my god, it was so good. I like went down there while I was like at the laundromat, like right after I put stuff in the washer, and like ate a little bit there, and then went back to the laundromat, ate the rest. Oh my god, that place is good.
Yeah. I definitely want to try more. I
Yeah.
feel like it's not a place you go when you want a generic
Mm-hmm.
sandwich. Like if I want turkey, cheddar, pickles, whatever, that's not where I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
But if I want like a good
Yeah.
sandwich,
A
I
little
definitely,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd definitely go back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What did you guys eat up?
On the note of actually eating, two things. In preparation for the other thing I'm going to talk about, I was at the farmer's market, and I don't always get pastries at the farmer's market. I feel like it's been hit or miss, and like I'll usually get bread, but I don't usually get a pastry to like eat while walking through. I couldn't tell you what bakery it is. I probably should look that up. It's in Davis. They have like a brick and mortar there. But they had a couple of different loaves, a couple of different baguettes, and then these scones and a couple, I think, other pastry types too. But this scone was walnut, black pepper, and blue cheese.
Ooh.
And Exactly.
That sounds so good.
Like,
Ooh.
initially, I was just like, "In a scone? Like, on a salad, yeah." And I was like, "Okay." He kept talking, like, the other girl there about it, and I was like, "I guess I'm gonna get that." It was so good. It was so good. It was so moist. It somehow all those things work together so well.
Would it be weird to put pear in there too?
Or you slice it open, put some butter and pear.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can you slice a scone or is it just gonna
Oh, you
crumble?
you
You
could
could put a pear jam on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could
Mm.
also just not slice it. You could just, like, put it on top.
Yeah.
But it's some scones. That scone,
Yeah.
I think you could slice.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Um And I was at the farmer's market mostly to get things for the spring chicken dinner party that I hosted.
Mhm.
And man, we all ate. We ate
Yeah.
in the way that we ate. We ate in the way that we cooked. It was a really great dinner party.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we ate so good that night. Kaylin threw a fabulous dinner party, and everyone contributed, and it's probably the best chicken that I've ate in a long time.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you guys haven't, Sami Nosra has a great podcast, great cookbooks.
Great human.
Yes.
Not that I know her personally,
Yeah,
but
but I feel like I do.
I have a signed postcard from her.
But the buttermilk, whole buttermilk.
Brined?
Yeah, I was like, is that what I was trying to remember? Whole buttermilk roast chicken, I think maybe is what the recipe's called.
Oh, okay.
But it is buttermilk brined. It was so good. It's literally just buttermilk chicken and salt, and it was delicious. It was so brown and
Mhm.
crispy and juicy,
Yeah.
and that might be the best, at least that type of chicken that I've ever had.
Yeah. It was really, really good. Especially for like the first time roasting a
Yeah,
chicken.
and I roasted two in the same oven. I wasn't sure about
Yeah,
that.
2 whole chickens,
Yeah.
and they were some gorgeous birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were really good. I regret not getting a leg that night.
Yes. Yeah. And I like use some of the leg stuff to make some other stuff with,
Yeah.
but like I feel like that the leg that night would have been the breast was so good too.
Yeah.
Like kind of a TikTok roundup of things that I've ate. um there is a clip going around of Ethan Hawke from I believe the Oscars, and it's like kind of like about I think it's like philosophy on life. And he says the sun doesn't care whether the grass appreciates its rays. And I was like, that's beautiful. Like, just be you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Matter. And he's just such a precious little bean. I think I could listen to him talk for a really long time. I think that's it actually. I think that's all my eights.
Okay, well, your TikTok references just reminded me of something on TikTok that I've been gobbling up.
Is it
It,
our TikTok by chance? The Read the Room Culture Club TikTok?
yeah.
Yes, and this other one.
The National Portrait Gallery.
Oh, yes.
They're having somebody kind of do what people on TikTok have titled the Chisme tour,
Mm.
and he's going around giving you all the gossip about the people the portraits are painted about and like who
Ooh.
painted them and the drama that was happening between the people. It's good. It's
Highly
fun.
recommend.
Yeah.
It gives the same vibes as that entomologist that you sent me.
Yeah. The other things I ate up. We all watched the Project Hail Mary movie,
Mhm.
and I read the book earlier this year, and that was it was a good movie. It was fun, well done, well acted, produced, whatever. It was a good time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's all.
Things that I did. I don't have a long list here, but something small, wholesome, heartwarming. I had my first read at the park of the warm season.
Oh, lovely.
Mhm.
Went to the park, sat in the grass, and read, and it was really nice. And there was a lot of people out on the day that I went and sat in the grass, and I just love it when it gets warm and everyone starts kind of coming out of hibernation together. Warms my heart up.
Mhm.
The other thing that I've been doing a lot of is prepping for a trip that I'm going on soon to New York City. I'm so excited I get to be in New York for about a week and a half, but it's also kind of overwhelming. And I've been to New York before. I've been to New York twice before now, but it's a big place. It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm taking a different approach to itinerary planning this time around. My Instagram kind of naturally got algorized, inundated with a bunch of like New York content, probably because I was engaging with it and watching it. And so I started a shared folder with my partner on Instagram for our New York trip. And we both just started adding things to the folder and adding things to the folder and adding things to the folder. And now we've been slowly going through and taking things from the folder that look genuinely interesting and putting them on a guide in my like Google Maps so that I have all the places put together so that I can really easily see like what is actually nearby in all the boroughs. Like if we're going to spend a day in Brooklyn, like what stores and what restaurants are close to each other so that hopefully we can just kind of like maximize
Kind of like spontaneous routing.
spontaneous but not spontaneous. Like if we just put ourselves in a part of the city, we know there'll be something that we probably already saw that we want to do. It's just making sure we've kind of curated that knowledge. But yeah, I'm excited to go do that, and I've been really just spending a lot of time mentally prepping for that trip. One thing that I saw on Instagram that I really want to make sure I do once I'm there is there's a place called, it's like the Lexington Candy Shop. Will make you an old-fashioned Coca-Cola from scratch.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. So that's on the top of the to-do list.
Yeah,
I'm a
that sounds fun.
Coca-Cola lover.
Yeah.
Does that mean it has
I was
cocaine in
gonna
it?
say.
Huh?
I don't.
Does that mean it has cocaine in it?
I think that they unfortunately might be skipping that part of the
Yeah.
recipe.
That's if you know the secret password.
Yeah.
Then those are what I've done.
Nice.
Nice. I mean, if you guys didn't know, we recently started a podcast. So I think our dids are a little reduced. But I did the dinner party, which we did talk about. I just talked about in the wrong section apparently. But I also went to a comedy show at a kind of like smaller comedy club situation thing in Sacramento. A really small venue, and what I'm have gathered is, and this is maybe not factual, not from the website, just what I gathered from vibes, a lot like of just like local people. They do a lot of classes there, but like the show that I saw specifically was a Sacramento spotlight. And although most of the participants were from Fresno, there were a lot of Sacramentians there, or Sacramentans. Yeah, this one was not, it was an open mic. It was people who, it was like, I think kind of what I gathered, it was like the people that do open mic that they're like, yeah, okay, you're like kind of good.
Yeah.
So, and like most of the shows were good. There was one that was like really, really funny. I do not remember anybody's name, unfortunately. It was probably like 5 or 7 people. But it was fun, and like the popcorn was cheap, the beer was cheap. It was a small venue. It felt like very intimate, but not like you weren't targeted because it's not, they're not trying to get TikTok views like a bigger show might. Like if you go to was it the Punchline like down at Arden? But it was good. It was fun, and it was like, you feel like you're supporting like people trying to do their thing, right? It was, but yeah, that was fun. I'd be interested to go again. They did try to get people to go to their capital punishment show immediately following. That is a pun based show, and I didn't have the heart to sit in for that. So I might be interested in going to open mic night there at some point, not to perform, to be clear. But like some of the hacks were good, and it was a good little time.
Well, I've been watching a lot of basketball. Sacramento is hosting the women's Sweet 16 and Elite 8. And my dad came into town and we were able to watch 2 games on Friday, 2 games on Saturday, which were both Sweet 16 games. And then I went and watched an Elite 8 game today.
Sure did.
Lots of fun. I feel very lucky to have been born into a basketball family rather than a football family. So
Yeah.
I can watch lots of basketball. I would gouge my eyes out if I had to watch that same amount of football.
They also play so much more basketball than they play football too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But football games are so long.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So like I spent over 4 hours watching basketball on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And that would be like one football game.
A little, probably
Yeah.
a little over.
Just
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's all.
that's all, folks.
That time, that really is about all.
That was kind of anticlimactic there.
Tell us what you
Yeah.
read, endured, ate, and did.
Yeah. Please tell us.
Yeah, we want to know what you were up to in March, in the month of March.
Yeah.
And hopefully there is exciting things on the horizon for all of us in April. If you like our diatribes on pop culture topics and you want access to deeper diatribes, you can let us know if you like that. Let us know what.
We could probably like hook something up, figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
We hope you'll keep reading the room with us.
So keep checking back for more episodes every Monday and Thursday that dive into the spaces where literature, media, and culture meet.
Please reach out to us at readtheroom@cultureclub@gmail.com for feedback and topic suggestions.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at readtheroom_culture club for the most up-to-date podcast information.
If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen.
And remember to take up space in whatever room you're in.